This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay. Things are gonna be okay.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. It's just too good, man. I mean, you can't write a script better if you tried. The same Democrats who spent years telling you that the crime wave happening in their cities was simply a right-wing conspiracy theory, even though we had videos of stores getting ransacked non-stop, carjackings and car theft, armed robbery, assaults, murder, everything skyrocketing, the data being crystal clear as day. Well, the same Democrats who told you that it was all a lie, it was just a political talking point coming out of the right, the same people who gaslit you, mocked you, and even went as far as calling you racist for pointing it out, well, those same individuals are now getting absolutely rocked by the crime wave that they told you wasn't actually real and wasn't happening. Yup, it's happened once again. Yet again, another Democrat politician becomes the target of a crime in a deep blue Democrat utopia city, and this time it's Adam Schiff. And now, 5 years later, 5 years after telling us we were crazy and it wasn't happening, now all of a sudden, Democrats gotta get serious on the issue of crime. And why is that? Well, because their polling data's in the dumpster, and because Adam Schiff happened to go to a Target and had an experience with the cashier who told him that Democrats are a-holes. Yep, that's a real story. Let me show you guys exactly what Adam Schiff just said. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so let's start off with this absolute gem here. We've got Adam Schiff, Mr. Russia hoax himself, Mr. More Than Circumstantial Evidence, telling us his true to California tale on Bill Maher's show the other day. Take a look.
We're going to have to change how we do business in California. We're going to have to address people's legitimate concerns about crime. I was in South San Francisco 2 years ago after I had an experience in the city that all too many people had. When my luggage was stolen out of my car, they tell you don't ever leave your luggage in the car. I never do until the one time I did. And of course, it got stolen. And what was most memorable about the experience for me is I went to this Target in South San Francisco, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm getting the toiletries I'm going to need for my next 2 days in the city. I get to the cashier.
You went there by yourself, not an assistant.
I think I went there. Well, yes, I had somebody drop me off at the store, and so.
I don't mean to make that an issue. Yeah, I waited somewhere I should not have waited into it. Okay.
First of all, I had to get the clerk, which is hard to find, to unlock the shampoo or the whatever. So that's one thing. And then I get to the cashier. The cashier asked me if I want one of those Target bags with a little bullseye on it. And I said, yes, that Target bag is going to be my luggage for the next 2 days. And she asked me what happened, and I told her. And she basically said, in not so many words, yeah, Democrats are assholes. I thought, you know, if the cashier in South San Francisco at 10 o'clock at night believes that Democrats are assholes because the shampoo is locked up and my stuff got stolen out of the trunk, we've got a major problem that we have to address.
Yeah, I guess welcome to San Francisco, buddy. You got the real San Francisco experience, leaving your personal items in your car for more than 30 seconds. And just like a magic trick, poof, it's all gone. Sold in a back alley black market in pretty much 30 seconds flat. These Democrats are a complete disaster. I mean, these clowns have run these beautiful cities into the frickin' ground, turned them into absolute wastelands. And now I guess the truth is really hitting them straight in the face, especially with that poetic moment. As Adam Schiff goes to Target to restock on toiletries, he's met by a clerk who, after he tells his story, immediately reacts with, yeah, Democrats are a-holes. I mean, when a random retail worker in downtown San Francisco hits you with a line like that, I mean, you know it's frickin' over. And really, I think that's how deep the resentment goes now. That's how obvious the failure has become. You don't get moments like that unless the entire population is fed up. You know, it's all coming back to bite them. And once again, I guess we get to take another victory lap on yet again another issue, because Democrats spent the last 5 years telling you that everything was fine. Ooh, California, San Francisco. This is the model that the world should be following. Meanwhile, regular people, working class Americans, business owners, were getting absolutely decimated by skyrocketing crime. And now it really truly is a wasteland. Boarded up businesses, nonstop carjackings, homeless encampments, drug overdoses happening every day, every freaking hour for that matter, maybe even every minute. And all the while these elitist clowns dismissed it as just right-wing conservatives conspiracy theory. Yeah, of course that is until they're the ones getting robbed and harassed on the streets. Then suddenly it's a problem. Or once they start tanking in the polls, then I guess suddenly it's no longer a conspiracy theory anymore, and it's a serious issue that has to be tackled. Yeah, it's pretty much par for the course with these Democrats, and it really explains why people hold this opinion that Democrats are a-holes, because they only ever acknowledge reality when it punches them square in the freaking mouth. It's the same story over and over again. These Democrats gaslight, deny, mock every legitimate concern when those concerns go against their agenda or are a negative consequence of their implementation of their agenda. They deny it all until the rot that they enable starts creeping up their ivory towers like a corrosive vine. Then all of a sudden it's a state of emergency. Then all of a sudden they want action. Then all of a sudden it's obvious, oh, it's a really bad thing. It's the same thing that they did during the 2020 riots. They spent months covering for violent mobs, calling it all mostly peaceful protests, until the polls started flipping, and then they realized they were on the wrong side of the issue. The focus groups started flipping on them, and then all of a sudden they started to show up and say kind of the right thing, but of course only after the damage was done, after $2 billion property damage, not to mention more than 25 people losing their life. Then all of a sudden, oh, we have a real issue that we need to contend with. They're complete frauds. They never lead. They never do the right thing when it actually matters, or when it's difficult, when they need to challenge the status quo or challenge the academic orthodoxy of their party. No, they only ever shift and pivot once they start cratering in the polls, and that's the same thing happening here. The Democrat Party's all the way at the bottom of the frickin' barrel, and so now all of a sudden, yeah, I guess crime is bad. That's how that works, right? Now all of a sudden they have the courage to say, well, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't live in crime-infested hellholes. Absolutely insane. But who am I kidding when I say we have to live in crime-infested hellholes? It's only the regular people, right? Because make no mistake, Democrat frauds like Adam Schiff never have to actually live the consequences of their policies. Yeah, all the big celebrities and all the big politicians who promote all this woke nonsense, you think they're getting off at the bus station getting mugged or stepping over hypodermic needles? They're getting driven around in Cadillac Escalades and living in private gated communities. Yeah, it's only the regular people. And that's why it's so easy for someone like Adam Schiff, for instance, to go all these years never acknowledging this problem. Because Adam Schiff doesn't actually have to live the consequences of the policies that he supports. And in fact, in his case, it's even worse because he doesn't even live in California. Yeah, I know he's a California representative, representing California District 30, but the reality is his main residence is really a 3,000 square foot mansion in Maryland, isolated from the chaos, isolated from the crime waves that his policies unleashed on the streets of California. While the people in his district are dealing with break-ins, drug overdoses, violent assaults, their cars getting stolen, their cars getting broken into, Adam Schiff's kicking it back, living life, barbecuing vegan hot dogs in his fancy East Coast suburb, pretending to represent California. He's not actually a California resident. He just bought a 650 square foot condo there back in 2009, which was exposed a couple months back, just so he could run in the district. I mean, talk about out of touch. This guy couldn't care less. No, he only cares now because regular working class people are turning on the Democrat Party. They lost an election in a massive landslide. They lost the popular vote to Donald Trump, who's arguably the most controversial political leader in modern American history. Yeah, only now does he pretend to care. I mean, honestly, I don't really know what else to say here other than the Target clerk, I think, hit the nail on the head. And clearly these people cannot be trusted. To be so late on such an easy issue, to acknowledge a crime wave, it really tells you all that you need to know about these fake, compassionate loser Democrats. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.